All right, welcome to the Shooting Cars Podcast, Ian. How are you?
I'm good. I'm breathing. That's the best I can do.
Always the best. So, right off the bat, Huracan Ian on YouTube.
Yeah.
And Instagram is same
Huracan
name?
Ian, yep.
Okay.
On YouTube, I got a space in between Huracan and Ian.
Okay, I'll put all that information at the bottom. But awesome. So definitely, guys, go check out his YouTube channel because we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff on your channel. So I think it would be good for you guys to head over there first, pause this, and watch some of his videos, and then come back because you'll kind of understand more. But right off the bat, you have so many cool cars here. We're sitting in front of a 3000 GT and an FD RX-7, but you have a couple more if you want to talk about what cars you've owned in the past.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. You just want me to start from the very beginning, or you want me
let's hear it.
You want me to know what I got now and then go back to the beginning?
Wherever you think is important.
Well, I don't know. People ask me that all the time. That's something hard because I've had so many. I've had ridiculous amounts. Everyone's always like, oh, I've had 20 cars. I've probably had close to 100 cars. I don't really know where to start. My very first car was an 88, 89 Blazer. That was just, it was rotted out and it just kind of something. I never actually ended up driving it. I got that right after my mom passed away. My uncle got it for me, tried to keep me busy. I pretty much just tore it apart and didn't know how to put it back together. And then, I don't know, I had a 95 Thunderbird, a Super Coupe. That was actually kind of my cousin's, but kind of mine.
What engine came in the Super Coupe?
It was a V6 supercharged.
Okay.
I don't know the liter. I don't know the displacement on that. But, and then, I don't know. Me and him were kind of just together on everything. We got it had the flat light, so it was probably a 97, 96, 3000 GT, just a front wheel drive, automatic. I was 16. It was just something I wanted, and I actually blew the head off of that on the way home. And after that, we got a Fox body. I don't remember the year of that either. And then, what else did I have? I had a Lincoln Mark 8. I had a 93 Lincoln Mark 8. It was that pearl white. That was the first car that I was legally allowed to drive. So I went through 2 transmissions in that. That thing was just ridiculously fun. And then, I don't know. I think I had a V6 Camaro. That was a 93 too. It was the first year where they went catfish.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
I still need to find one of those to drive. I think those are so funny.
Yeah, that was honestly one of my favorite cars growing up that I remember. And then after that, I had an Eclipse. Just I don't remember the year of that either. It's just the round body one, what Paul Walker had in the first Fast and Furious. Yeah. Green. Mine was red. And
with the little bump in the hood.
Yep. And I totaled that out completely, flipped it over. And then I got a truck. I got an S10. It was actually a GMC, an S15, whatever they were back in the
I forget what they
early
were.
80s or whatever. But I got it from some hillbilly down south, and he put a 350 in it. That thing actually did wheelies.
Really?
Yeah, it was. He had it tuned and everything so good that I completely destroyed the front end of that car, of that truck, because every stoplight I had to do a wheelie.
Well, you have to.
I was stupid. I don't. Might have been 17, maybe 18 when I got that one.
Jeez.
And it was just. It really would. You'd be at a stoplight, and if there was, and I was young and stupid. If anyone was looking at me,
yeah.
It had the ratchet shifter too.
Oh.
So I would just slow down at first, and it had drag radials on it. It would just hook and stand straight up and just slam down. Just the whole front end was shot out of that thing. And after that, I don't know which way I went. Oh yeah, I went back. Actually, I had a car in between all those because I went back down to Florida in my Camaro, and I blew that up down there, and I got another Lincoln Mark 8. I got another 93, but this one was green. I had that. And then I had a Dodge Avenger for a little bit. I just picked it up super cheap. The guy, the door handles on those are super cheap and plasticky.
Okay.
And he couldn't get in the car because he broke both door handles in the winter. And I bought it from him, and I just pulled the rod. He didn't know how to do that. So I got a good deal on that. And I actually had that for a while just as like an A to B while I had other stuff. And then this is where you get into like the trucks, because I started doing construction like full time, so I would pick up cheap vehicles. Like I had, I don't know, it was a 99 half year, so it was actually a 2000 body style Chevy 1500 with 410 gears in it.
Okay.
That thing was fun. That thing would roast tires. The guy that I got it from like had it ordered like that from Chevy. I don't know. I know that they later on in like the classic body style they made the SS.
Yeah.
That came with 410s, but the body style before the classic, they didn't. You had to order them. But they only had them in the rear. So the first winter I had it, I put it in 4-wheel drive and I ripped the front diff out because it still had 373s in the front, which you would think if he ordered it, the dealership would know not to do that. So that was just a sketchy thing.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
And then, I don't know, man. I've had so many. I know I'm forgetting stuff.
Well, so let's talk about the current fleet.
The current fleet?
So, obviously we're sitting in front of two beautiful 90s cars.
Yeah. I just, not that long ago, had a 91 GTR Skyline. Sold that to pretty much get the R8. So, right now I have an R8. I have the S14. I got two FDs. That's the 93. I got a 95. That's like mint condition. I got the 3000 GT, which is my dream car. That thing is completely getting 100% restored. I'm not cutting any corners on that. It's almost there. I got the Nissan 350Z.
Right.
I got the Duramax. And then I got the AMG. And I got the Jaguar E-Pace.
Yeah. So, first of all,
I'm missing a Toyota. That's what I need.
Oh,
I
yeah,
just
yeah.
posted it on Instagram. I don't. I'm not gonna get a Supra though, but I would get an MR2, and then I would have every JDM car.
I think you
company.
should get a second gen MR2. So that's like mid 90s. That's like the more rounded one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like the last gen, they're fun, but they're basically a Miata. I mean, they just have little 1.8s. And then the first, I've never driven a first gen, so but those are like 80s. You're gonna be putting up with 80s problems.
Yeah.
So, but let's talk about the R8. How did you find the R8? What's it like owning an Audi R8? Like,
it was at a dealership. Surprisingly enough, I was driving down the street over by like the mall area here in Ohio, and an R8 was sitting there. My goal was to get a Huracan, but like I stopped and looked at the R8, and it was a manual, and it was white. I love white cars. You would think I love red cars, but it's just. All my cars are red because of the deal, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I hate black cars, but I got 4 of them are black. So.
Yeah.
It's just that they show so much dirt. Like.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep up. But the R8, man, it was just a heat of the moment thing. I literally was like driving by and I was like, what is that? Like, what year and stuff is it? So. If it was going to be like the early paddle shift, I would not have got it. But when I seen that it was a gated manual and that there was like no miles on it.
Yeah.
Because usually people that got those in gated manuals, it's like buying a manual GT3. Like they're meant to be.
Yeah.
People who go out of their way to buy a manual like new.
Yeah, that's an enthusiast
R8.
car.
Yeah, it wasn't because it was cheaper.
Right.
It was because they wanted a manual to have fun and beat the shit out of it on a track.
Yeah.
So, the fact that there's no miles on it, too, was, like, I have to buy this. Because you look for, like, an '08 manual R8, and, like, they all got over 20,000 miles.
Yeah.
And they've probably all been on the track at least once. Or they've done some all-wheel drive donuts, which isn't good for anybody.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So.
And then I got the AMG. You really like that, huh?
I love... So, on the channel, it should be... This podcast should come out, and then... the reviews will start coming out after this. So I filmed a bunch of reviews. I reviewed both of these and a bunch of other cars. I love the AMG. I'm not a Mercedes guy. I will tell anyone
fun,
I am
man.
a BMW guy when it comes to those cars.
This is a German muscle car.
Yeah, I love like M3s and stuff, but that AMG, it sounded amazing. It drove great. It was so fast. I really fell in love with that car. I mean, genuinely. So what's the story with that car?
That car, my cousin actually found me that car in Florida, and I don't know. I think he was asking like $35 for it. I ended up getting it for $30. It's got a rebuilt title, but I did so much digging on it that it's just a sticky, weird situation. So like the guy that originally owned the car owned a Mercedes dealership.
Okay.
So, and then the story that I could pick up, and from the guy that had the car who bought it from the original owner, said that he slid down like a concrete barrier on like the highway, and he sent me pictures. All he did was crack the bumper, and he broke the wheel.
Yeah.
Which it could have been fixed. It was still holding air.
Yeah.
It was just completely scratched up. But his wife was an insurance agent, so they totaled out the car. Is the story that I've been able to make out. Because there's not enough damage to that. That car was $134,900 new.
Really?
Yeah, I got the sticker somewhere. I was looking for it for my video. I can't find it. But yeah, with that, it's got all the options. It was like $134,900 new, and so I think he just wanted out of it.
Yeah.
And his wife was like, "Yeah, well, I'll total that out for you."
Yeah. Huh.
But now I'm stuck with a perfectly good car that has a rebuilt title.
Yeah.
Which I've had it at Chemthorne, the Mercedes dealer, and they offered me $85 for it. Like when I brought it in for service, they're like, "We'll give you $85 for that right now." And then to these things, that the title was rebuilt, and they went over it too. They're all like, "I don't know why it was rebuilt for a bumper."
Yeah.
Like, it was just a bumper cover.
That's so weird. I don't know why that would happen.
It's just somebody had pulled somewhere.
Yeah. So the AMG and the R8, that's what's up front. FD, we haven't really talked about that too much. So you have two FDs, a 93 and a 95.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite car. Besides those two right there, that's why I was like, let's do this in front of these two cars. These two cars are like who I am.
Yeah.
Because this car, like I remember to the day, I remember exactly what was going on. I remember what I was wearing. I was going over a bridge with my mom in Florida, and a baby blue one came flying by us, probably doing a $120, just fucking screaming. And I was like, I gotta have that.
Yeah.
So this is my first VR4. I've had a couple just front-wheel drive ones just because they were cheap, but this is my first VR4. And honestly, there was nothing wrong with it. It was fine, but like I was like, I want it to be perfect. So
right.
I started out like, oh, let's just do the bushings. It's a little sloppy. Let's do the bushings on like the subframes, and let's do like tie rods and ball joints and shit like that. And it just turned into, might as well just get new control arms because they come with bushings. Might as well just get subframes because these ones got some rust on them. The rear one, I just sanded down and painted. That thing was fine, but like the front subframe's new. The front, everything's new on it.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's not new on it. I did the ABS delete kit. I did a big brake kit. It's just, and then I don't know. I don't know if I want to build the engine or if I just want to like upgrade the turbos and then keep going. I don't know. You can send your turbos out, but I don't think I want to do that. I think I'd rather get other turbos and then keep those so I can always put it back to stock.
Yeah,
that's why
true.
I'm hesitant on like fully building the engine.
Yeah.
Because I think it would be cool to. I mean, I don't know.
No.
People
I
don't
totally
realize
agree.
how rare these are. They like made, I think, 1,600 in 91 of VR4s.
I've seen one in person, and it was on jack stands with no motor.
Yeah.
So that's the only other one I've ever seen. Let alone I ended up driving this one. So
yeah, I just love them. And like the thing is that everybody loves the GTR because we didn't get it.
Yeah.
That's literally
the Skyline.
Yeah, the Skyline. That's all they like about it is because we didn't get it. I think the FD's better than that, and I know this is better than that. When this came out, this was like the car.
Yeah.
Like this car was a supercar. Like everyone's like, oh, it's just some Japanese car. No, it wasn't. The VR4, the regular 3000 GT, yeah, that was just a Camry.
Mm-hmm.
But this had so much tech. It was the first car to have adjustable suspension. It was at least one of the first.
Yeah.
From what I've looked up, it is like the first car that have like touring mode, and it had valved exhaust, so you can have quiet exhaust or touring exhaust, and
it also has active aero.
Yeah, it has active aero. The wing on the back moves, and then there's a front lip that create a negative pressure under the car, and then it had electronic suspension, which I don't think was ever done before either. Like this car, and 4-wheel steering, but the GTR had 4-wheel steering too. But like this was like this is like does a lot more than like the GTR. The GTR kind of just moves a little bit.
Yeah.
This turns.
I know the second gen RX-7 in the late 80s had adjustable suspension, but I don't know exactly what it did. There was like sport and comfort, but it's just a button, and I've never driven an FC where it still works.
Well, like one of the Hondas, like an Acura or something like that, like had 4-wheel steering too back in the 80s.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I forget.
So it's not like that stuff was that big, but valve exhaust and suspension and active aero. This was the first car, I believe, like, I don't want to be that guy that, like, sounds like, oh, you think you know what you're talking about, you don't know shit. But from what I can find is that this is the first car with active aero.
Yeah. I know that
because it like not only can you move it by pressing a button, it also moves at speed.
Yeah.
Which was like there might have been cars to where you could press a button and move your wing.
Yeah.
But I don't believe that there's any car that once you hit 50 mile an hour, it moved for you, and the wheels actually moved in the opposite direction. When you're going slow, they move in the same direction to make you go tighter radius, but when you're like on the highway, they go opposite.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the other way around. When you're going fast,
I get what you
they go
mean,
the same, and when you're going slow, they go opposite.
Yeah. But I don't know of any car that has all of that together. Like, I know the FC had adjustable suspension, but it did not have active aero or exhaust or 4-wheel. It might have had passive 4-wheel steering, the FC. I can't remember now. But nevertheless, this thing was just a
It was just a way ahead of its time. It smoked Ferrari.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, it did. And, like, you gotta, like, if you add for inflation, it would be like $120,000, $130,000 car in today's money. Like, it was a supercar.
Yeah.
It wasn't an RX-7, you know. What were those brand new?
I have no idea. Not
30,
expensive, though.
25? Like,
my
less.
RX-7, my 85, brand new sticker price was $9,000.
Yeah, like, stuff was cheap.
Like, there's no way.
Well, I mean, it wasn't cheap for back then, but, like, the jump from...
Yeah.
Like, people are like, oh, it was 60 new, you can't get a truck for that now. Well,
yeah.
But this is 91.
Yeah.
That would be, like I said...
Huge money.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So... The RX-7, how'd you get into rotaries? How'd you get bitten
by
the bug?
I've loved the RX-7. These two are like twins to me. I've loved that since Dom in the first Fast and the Furious had the nitrous under the seat.
Yeah.
It was the coolest thing ever.
And you got the red with the tan. I think he had a tan interior in the movie, right? Yeah.
Yep. The base is, the 95 is 100% base. It's super rare. 1 of 7 in the world. There's no sunroof. There's no wing. There's no... windshield wiper on the back. There's no leather. It's cloth seats. It's all just 100% base.
And no sunroof, right? It's a slick top?
Yep, it's a slick top.
Yeah, that's hard to find with RX-7s. FC, if you ever find a second-gen RX-7 with no sunroof, buy it immediately because they are the rarest of rare. But
yeah, and I'm just obsessed with, like, the way they work. Like, especially, like, when I don't know, 2 years ago when I was in the hospital, you know, for almost 100 days. Besides watching people on YouTube, like, I was obsessed with, like, learning exactly everything. Like, I already understood how they worked.
Yeah.
With, like, the triangle and stuff like that. But, like, now I know exactly what every seal's for.
Yeah.
And what every gear does. Like, I am completely obsessed with, like, the Wankel. Like,
yeah, it's such a weird
That's why
concept.
I was trying to get a hold of Rob Dom. I'm trying to talk him into... I would love to put a 3-rotor in the S14. I think it would be badass.
Well, judging on yesterday's issue,
I think
it... I'm going to post a picture here. The oil filter it's stuck on.
Yeah,
Literally,
that thing's got to be JB welded on or something. I've never had one fall apart like that. Like, I'll walk through it. I was going to do that today. I'll walk through it all in my video. If you guys want to come check it out, my next video that'll be up will be talking about the
oil filter. Because like I said, I've worked at Jiffy Lube and stuff. I've never ever seen an oil filter that stuck on.
It's ridiculous.
I think someone's trying to tell you that it needs a rotary.
Oh, it definitely needs swapped. The only reason why I was doing an oil change was because the oil was milk.
Yeah.
Like, you've seen the color of it. I think the head gasket's blown. I didn't buy that car for the engine at all. Like, I even told the guy, I was like, I don't care if it even runs. I just wanted the shell because
it's
you
clean.
walked under it. There's nothing.
Yeah, I walked under it. I don't. Well, it's so rare coming across a stock 240 as it is.
Yeah.
But this clean, I mean, genuinely, the shell would go for at least $5,000 with no motor or trans. Easy.
Yeah. That's why I got it, because I was like, it's an open fucking book. You can put an LS in it. You can do whatever you want. You can put an SR, which everyone does, but
I think because I know people have rotary swapped 240s. I don't know if anyone's 3-rotor swapped.
Well, I mean, Dom would be the one to do it. That's why I don't know. He got back to me. We're talking about it, but if you're watching this like anytime right now, he's real on to which is actually last weekend, so he should be done. Was the
LS Fest?
Yeah.
Apparently, it didn't go well.
Yeah, apparently they like kicked him out or something, or weren't letting him in.
They I saw a picture on Instagram. They gated off his car and then put like wanted signs of Rob Dom around the car. So I think that's pretty funny, but that would definitely be an interesting project. Is to do would you do it yourself, or you'd send it out and Rob?
I don't know. I would like to do it myself. I would definitely need his help.
Yeah. Yeah, I think honestly the hardest part would be sourcing a good 20B.
Yeah, I definitely need his help for that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's done a lot of ridiculous shit, so it'd be nice to either have him come up here for a week, or I'm more than willing to just send it to him and let him go at it, get it back. I got enough projects.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's true. But yeah, getting back to the FD, this is like my perfect FD. I'm gonna post it on Instagram. Do you ever play video games at all?
Yeah.
So you play Forza?
I have. I got it right now. I play it.
So in Forza Horizon 3, I built this exact FD like 2 years ago almost. Red with the RPF ones, and I have like some ridiculous amount of mileage in the game on the car because it was by far my favorite car ever. And like to drive it yesterday was like totally a dream come true because it's literally like my dream FD right there.
Yeah, that's almost done.
What else do you want to do to it?
I'm gonna redo all the bushings.
Okay.
But besides that, it's
Yeah.
done.
The engine seemed really healthy.
Yeah, I mean that's
was
what I keep telling people. I mean, it's hard to get it on camera, but with Define, I couldn't remember my video, but yeah, this thing was completely built at Defined.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, if you've seen my video, it's a guy. He's here in Ohio.
Yeah, he's in Columbus.
And he has a green 4-rotor RX-7 FD that he drives. He actually crashed it, I think, at the end of last year. He like tore the lip off and like damaged the bumper. It has like a custom wide body. I know I have one video. I might have 2 videos on my channel with that car. But yeah, I mean from what I've heard, it's a pretty solid engine builder and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean you can just see like the front cover's new.
Yeah.
The housings are new.
Yeah.
I mean it's like I don't know. Like I said, the reason why I think I got it was because the guy supposedly had it built like a couple years ago, and something went wrong with it. He said he took it back to Divine. They put all new seals in it.
Yeah.
And a new front cover and all that stuff. They redid it all. And he said he got it back, and like 2 days later, he said it wasn't really making power anymore. And I was like, whatever. I mean, I'll rebuild it myself. It'll be a cool thing. I've never got to do one.
Okay.
So that's why I got it. I'm like, I can just, the shell is worth it.
Yeah,
what I paid,
it's
for what I paid
really
for
cool.
it. I really don't want to disclose that because it was such.
All good.
Because if I ever go sell it, you know, you get those people that are like, oh, well,
yeah.
Just because I got a good deal.
It's a really clean shell.
But yeah, so like, I got it thinking that I was going to need a full rebuild. And so I got it. I drove it. As soon as it came off the truck, I had it shipped to me. I drove it, and it drove all right. It just wasn't making power. And I don't know how to explain it. Just it drove like a Honda Accord or something, or like a stock Miata. It just drove.
Yeah.
And I popped the hood, and the main intercooler pipe coming off the turbo wasn't even on. So it was just running naturally aspirated. So that boot fell off, and he must have thought he blew it up again or something.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm not paying to fine to rebuild this again.
Yeah.
So he just dumped the car when all it needed was a
pipe.
Yeah. It just needed the pipe put back on the turbo. Like, it was just blowing, turbo was just blowing into the hood, and like I said, it was just running naturally aspirated. Which is weird that it was tuned well enough, like, to run fine, and then run even better.
Yeah, that's weird. But so the review of this, because it's the third FD that I reviewed, it's literally just me giggling and smiling like the entire review. It's barely even going to be a review,
valve, don't it?
Yeah,
the blow-off valve one it's all like period correct.
I love people like hate on me for it. I love loud blow-off valves.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. All like 90's. Like those are expensive parts. Like for like people who want to have like period correct shit. Like there's more in just like blow-off valves and hoses and deletes, and it's just all.
Yeah.
It's probably worth more than what I paid for the car.
Yeah.
Because that's all, like, from the 90s shit.
Yeah, which is hard to find. And I have a good friend, Steve. He, like, collects period correct parts. He would probably go crazy for this car.
There are people that do that.
Oh, yeah. He's very into
And, like, the gauges. You see the gauges? The gauges are all early 90s gauges.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, he's got a boost gauge, but it's all, like, faded and yellow. It's old and it's cool.
Correct, though.
Yeah,
which is awesome. So I'm trying to think of what other cars. The 350Z you have, I'm just looking outside. The truck and the 350Z. I think then we talked about all the cars.
Yeah, all the ones that I have here.
Yeah, that's true.
We didn't get close to all the ones I've had.
Yeah. So another thing I want to talk about is how you got into YouTube. Because you do make content on your own channel. Like I said, I mentioned it before. It's Huracan Ian. And I'll leave the link and all that stuff. But so how'd you start making videos? What got you to pick up the camera?
I kind of got forced into it. Like, honestly, I don't know. I was in the hospital for so long, and then after the hospital, I pretty much was in bed for a year. When I did come home, I just watched everyone on YouTube, and I was always in everyone's live streams. Mm-hmm. And then when I picked up an importer, he has a YouTube channel, HP Logic. I would watch their live streams, and I don't know, I just kept telling them I'd get a GTR from them. And then one came in that I liked, or Roberto there, he found one that was 91, and it had the right turbos, and it had everything that I would have done to the car on it. So I bought it, and I don't know, everyone in the comments, I had 300 people subscribed before I even put up a video.
Yeah.
Because they knew, because I've been on everybody's channel for the past year, you know.
Yeah.
And so they all wanted to see my cars, and then when they found out I was getting an FD, it just blew up even more.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know.
So, like...
They just kept asking me to... Everybody on, like, the live streams and stuff. Like, I got so many people that would be like, start a YouTube channel, you got the right cars, and then I did it, and I don't know. I just kind of been... I don't have anything else to do. I'll never be able to work again, so...
Do you want to talk about that a little bit, since we've kind of been hinting at that?
I'll send you pictures you can put up. Yeah, I was driving down the street, I don't know, about 2 years ago. I poured concrete pretty much my whole life, and I was in a dump truck with a trailer, and a guy, supposedly texting and driving, went left to center in a crane truck and hit me head on, which I was coming down a hill in a dump truck with gravel and a excavator behind it, so I was unstoppable. It was just, there's no stopping me. But yeah, I got pretty fucked up. I don't remember at all, but witnesses, I got a stack of police statements. It was at like 9 o'clock in the morning, like rush hour, people to work. Like I think I had like 15 people give statements to the police, and so like it hit. And his crane came through the window, my windshield, and took off like this side of my face. And then my steering wheel was like an old school bus steering wheel, cut me in half. And then I guess I kicked the door open, is what the statements say from the girl that was on the other side. There's only one statement from that side. She said the door opened. He like had to kick it open because it was like I kept trying to open it. But like the fuel tank. And I'll send you a picture. You can zoom in on the the fuel tank is the steps to get into the truck, you know?
Right, yeah.
And that was, like, cut open. So, like, me going to get out, there was no step there. I fell, and there was a piece of metal that cut my liver right in half, cut all the way through my back. And then I rolled over into so much diesel fuel that I went septic because I just had more diesel fuel in my body. I took like 148 pints of blood in like 12 hours or something. Like 152 total or something.
Jeez.
And I died. Died on them. Like died twice. I flatlined, I don't know, a dozen times.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't supposed to make it at all. And then when I woke up at them, I was in a coma for 2 months. And then when I woke up, they like told me what happened. Well, when I woke up, I stroked out. I don't remember too much. It's kind of fuzzy. I remember like waking up and I would ask all the time what happened.
Yeah.
Like I remember that now that I look back. But I had a stroke and I lost the whole left side of my body. And they didn't think that'd come back. They said I'd probably never walk again. And then I started like wiggling my toes and it just sucked, man. I was cut in half. I don't have my ab muscles. I don't have part of my pec muscles. Yeah, that's kind of much what yeah.
And so that sort of led you to this stuff, right?
Yeah, because I mean, I've always liked cars. I've had a lot of cars way before YouTube.
Yeah.
So, and I would have these cars if I wasn't doing YouTube either. I got a lot of people that like talk shit that will be like, oh, he's so stupid. He goes out and buys an R8 and he don't even have really any subscribers. He's going to bankrupt him. I would have bought that R8 if I never even watched the YouTube. If YouTube didn't exist and I passed that R8 and I could have got rid of the R32, the same thing is what have happened. I promise you that. People that know me know that.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I said, we didn't even finish the list.
Are there any
lots of cars?
I'm trying to think. Well, I don't even know if you have. Like, what other ones would you want to mention? Like cars that you've had, just notable cars.
I don't know. I've had a handful of Mustangs and I've had lots of stupid shit. It's on sale or on sale. Like it's at a store.
Yeah. No,
but like it'll be on the side of the road or. That's where I find most of my deals. Everyone's always like going all over Craigslist. That's not. That used to be okay. But that doesn't really work anymore because everybody knows that. You know, like when you go and sell something, you don't put it stupid low on Craigslist.
Yeah.
You got to go and find the old man that has the car for sale in his yard.
Yeah.
Or a car that's been sitting in his garage forever and he doesn't really drive anymore.
Yeah. That's a big thing with Miatas is, well, like searching online and stuff, everyone always puts in Miata, like 97 Miata is what everyone wants. You got to search up MX-5 because that's what the old guys list their cars as. Yeah. Because that's what the badge says. So, yeah, it's interesting that... So, of these cars, I think this is an interesting story about how you bought this one, if you want to share it, the 3000 GT.
Oh, yeah, I bought that from... I was in the GTR, just driving around one day, and this kid was freaking out, following me around, and I thought this was just a front-wheel drive car. So, I was just like, whatever, I need gas, I'll stop, I'll let him drool over the GTR for a little bit. And, like, that's another thing. I don't care. I let people sit in my cars all the time. Like, people are always all like, oh, don't... Like, when they see my car, they're, like, scared to touch it and this and that. I'm like, dude, I don't care. You want to go for a ride? That does not bother me at all.
Yeah.
I mean...
taking
out all my cars.
Yeah, you literally let me drive all of your cars, so...
I don't care.
That.
So, like, he's looking at it, and I seen that it was a VR4, and I'm like, well, I'll give you... Like, he was just a hood rat, stone bag, I guess. I don't know. It's the best way to describe
I don't know if I've heard of a stone bag. I like that.
But I was like, I'll give you $5,000 for that car right now. And he was all like, well, I need an A to B. I need an A to B. That's all he kept saying. I'm all like, well, I'll give you $5,000. Go buy another car today. Go buy a $500 car today. And then I started thinking about it. And I actually had a 03... Nope, that's wrong too. 01 Volvo S60, the turbo, the 5-cylinder turbo.
Oh yeah.
And it was just clapped. It had like 200,000 miles on it, and I was like, I'll give you this car for that one. And he's like, all right. And I gave him a couple bucks with the car too, so it all worked out.
That's crazy. That like literally just at a stoplight, essentially.
Yeah,
just happened to be right place, right time.
It wasn't a stoplight when he started following me. He just pulled up beside me and he just jumped in my lane after me.
Yeah. That's crazy. You know, it really is growing on me.
Dude, I love that car, especially like the side profile. It's just so like, I don't know. It just, you could mistake that for a late '80s Ferrari.
Yeah,
from the
for
side.
sure. Yeah,
like you definitely could. Like it's just so like all the little vents and everything. Like it's just, I don't know. Maybe like an early '80s Ferrari.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Just from the side profile, like I had it parked outside for like 3 days or something, and I would look at it nonstop. Like,
yeah,
I would.
Oh yeah, my car has gotten mistaken for a Z, a Porsche, like all of those cars. But yeah,
I love that car.
Yeah, I mean,
even though you've honestly driven that car more than me. You have. I mean, you can go back in my videos. The first time that was in a video, I drove it. I recorded it. I got the car. He dropped it off in my house. I drove it to go get a valve cover, gasket, and spark plugs. I did the valve cover. I did the spark plugs, and I started doing bushings that just snowballed. And I have never driven it since. I drove it not even a mile to O'Reilly's.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely a fun car. It's interesting. I can't put my finger on what it sounds like.
Well, there's no exhaust.
With the no exhaust, it sounds almost like a Volkswagen.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's interesting.
Well, it's like it's got that diesel turbo noise.
Yeah,
the turbos
yeah.
are so loud.
That was one thing, is that the turbos, just like, not even like the blow off, like the legit, like,
yeah, the turbo
sound.
hissing.
Yeah.
Well, like the downpipe on that is like this big, so it might as well just be open turbo.
Yeah. Huh. So what are your goals, car-wise and channel-wise, for the future?
Oh, I don't know. I'm kind of just riding out the channel. I liked the community thing of it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care about, like, I'm not monetized.
Yeah.
I don't care about the money. I'm not like, oh, I need to have a career. I have nothing else to do, and if there's people that are interested in me tinkering, that's awesome. I mean, that is, like, I got a little over 1,000 subs, but I'm lucky sometimes to get 200 views. I would say I probably have 80 to 100 people that, like, actually care about me.
Yeah.
Like, they'll DM me on Instagram and, hey, how you doing? Or some of them will even live here. They'll be like, hey, I know it's raining today, because, like, the rain and the cold fucking puts me out of commission because of my accident.
Yeah.
They hit me up and ask me how I'm doing. Or, like, when I don't know something, I have overwhelming help from people looking up shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Before YouTube and everything, I was just a dumb construction worker. I don't have a Facebook. I never did. I never did any of that. I just worked 90 hours a week pouring concrete, and after I would work there, I would go look for side jobs to go do.
Yeah.
Like, I always was working. Yeah. That's what I like to do. So, like, I was never into, like I watched YouTube. Like, I watched, like, Daily Driven Exotics.
Yeah.
And the Stradman. Like, those guys like 5 years ago when I watched those guys. But I don't know, once I was in the hospital, I had nothing to do, man. It sucked. It really sucked, especially especially there at the beginning, like when I got up out of my coma and shit. I couldn't get up. Like, I wasn't able to, and second, I wouldn't have been allowed to, because it'd be scared that my fucking body parts were gonna fall apart.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just laid in bed and watched YouTube, and it was just like, I don't know, just watch different stuff I just got into it, and then once everyone, I guess, got to know me from the live streams, and they knew that I bought cars.
I mean, that's how you got my attention, is in a live stream. You said, hey, come review my R8.
Yeah,
and I was
because
like, all right, this is probably like some kid whose dad has an R8, and then I checked out your page, and I was like, oh, wait, this is like legit. And so now, as of yesterday, I drove your R8, and it's insane. But I know what you're talking about. I love that small community. Like, back when I was doing the 13B swap, I actually put the front cover of my engine on wrong, because you're supposed to do it flat down so it presses on the thrust bearing properly.
Yeah.
And I did it from the side. The engine was just hanging in the air, and I just shoved it on. And it was before I put the engine in the car, I put the video out, and someone commented, and they're like, hey, you put that on wrong. It's going to throw the whole engine out of whack, and you're going to wreck that engine. And I was like, oh. So I looked into it, fixed it, and the engine, I've put almost 6,000 miles on that engine. So if it weren't for that one person that commented.
Yeah, man, I love that. Like, possibly one of the greatest feelings that I've had in a long time. I know in my video it doesn't really show it because, to be honest with you, what you see in the video is like the eighth take.
Yeah.
Because like my kids were screaming and this and that in the background. But when I gave those gift cards away a few videos ago, like that was the best.
Yeah.
Like, cause like they don't understand, and it's hard to even explain like how much my subscribers help me.
Yeah.
Like, because there's plenty of days that I don't get out of bed because of how much pain I'm in. I physically can't, or I'm just down and out. It's like, dude, I'm not gonna do anything. So what the fuck's the point, you know?
Yeah.
And I find myself getting up out of bed because it's like I gotta make a video for these guys.
Right.
And so when I got those gift cards and I like put them in a random picker, like I was so I was like, who's it gonna pick? Who's it gonna pick? Who's it gonna pick? Like I was overwhelmed with that. Like that felt so good to me to be able to give back to them that like I'm gonna start doing that shit all the time.
Yeah.
Like I said it in my other video, like that Camry that I bought off my nephew. It needs a transmission. I'm gonna put the transmission in that thing and I'm just gonna give it away.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. You hear people talk all the time about the like giveaway cars on how like these YouTubers are making so much money and shit. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll just 100% give that car away to like. I mean, I would like it to be somebody that's like maybe first car.
Yeah.
Or like somebody that I would be cool with like someone that's doing like a build.
Yeah.
And they need like a good daily for their kids and shit to drive around with their kids in.
Yeah.
That'd be a good 4-door A to B car.
Yeah.
And
so someone that's actually gonna like care about it. And,
yeah, I kind of only bought it.
Someone.
I kind of only bought it because like my nephew blew the transmission out of it, and he needed another car. So.
Yeah. So that's what happens. Yeah. But so what about car wise? What are your goals here? I mean, just keep the current fleet. I know we talked about earlier about you getting a Toyota possibly.
Oh yeah, I would like to have a Toyota, but like the main goal is a Huracan.
Right. Right.
That's my main goal. I mean, that's my name.
Yeah.
So like, I would love to get a Huracan. I should have just got one instead of buying all this shit. But I don't know. This is also stuff that I wanted, and this gives me something to do. Like, you're not really gonna work on a Huracan. You're not gonna.
That's true.
You're not gonna need a bushing on a Huracan.
Right. Yeah. It's more of just. I mean, those are more just drivers' cars.
Yeah. Which it'll be fun as fuck.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I don't know. I took you for a ride. I only drove with you in the R8, but you see the way I drive it.
Oh yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I kick that thing sideways. I don't give a fuck.
You drive it hard, and you drive it how it's meant to be driven. I mean, those cars are meant to take a beating. That's why they're
which
so
kind of
good.
drives me nuts because, like, all these YouTubers that have been getting in trouble.
Yeah.
Like, what was that Tall Guy Reviews that, like, went to jail for recording doing 160?
There was another YouTuber who's actually a really good friend of mine. He got some time for it, yeah.
Yeah, so, like, I don't really show it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing that I've ever shown was I just started getting up to, I was just at the speed limit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I cut it off. Like, I'll show you me flooring it, and as soon as I get to the speed limit, I edit it out because it's like, one, I'm literally cut in half.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a pussy now. Like, and it's not that I want it. It's not because, it's nothing I can control.
Yeah.
I can't go spend a week in jail.
Yeah.
Because I physically couldn't do it. I mean,
Yeah.
4 years ago, I would have been fine. I went to jail for a weekend. It wouldn't bother me.
Yeah.
But like now, it's like I cannot risk putting a video up.
Yeah. I don't think it's worth it really to anyone to put videos like that up. I think his situation was a sticky situation, and I think I don't think he deserved what he got, but yeah, just videos like that in general, just
Yeah.
yeah.
And then like my thing too that I don't know, totally off topic of what we're talking about right now, is that like people don't realize that like a 10-minute video might take me a month to make, because I come out for, you've seen when I'd work on trying to get that oil filter off, I can work for an hour or two and then I have to go take some pain meds and lay down for an hour. So like I know my guys want to see me put out videos like every day, but that's like almost virtually impossible for me, because that subframe video, it's an 8-minute video I think of me putting the subframe back in, was like a week.
Yeah.
Because I would move the subframe on the ground a couple inches and I'd be like, I have to go fucking lay down. Like you can throw pictures up, I'll send you the pictures, you can see how my stomach looks and everything.
Yeah.
So I'll send them to you. You can put them up for these guys, but yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, which I think, just given the circumstances, I think it's insane that you are up and around and that you're actually alive and here.
Yeah, I'm very lucky for that.
Able to work on cars. And so we'll close out the podcast with a question I ask all my guests. Unlimited amount of money, you can buy or build any car. I think I know your answer.
Wait, what do you think of? It'd probably be...
Well, I assume it would be a Huracan.
Yeah, well, yeah. But that's like... That's not with, like, unlimited.
Yeah.
I think unlimited, it'd be something like a Pagani.
A Pagani?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would get a Zonda, though.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want a Wyra.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like an old Zonda. But, yeah, I'd get that. If I had unlimited money, I'd have a fully built, spec'd RX-7 3-rotor. I'd have a regular RX-7 13B.
Yeah.
I'd have a fully built 3000 GT. I'd have a fully nice stock 3000 GT. I'd have a Pagani, a Huracan, and I'd have some sort of fucking toy to slide around.
That sounds like the perfect driveway, honestly. Did they even sell Zondas here?
No. Well, I mean, people's have them here. I'm pretty sure they're only... They might have sold, like, the last year's Zonda here. The last model, but I know... I'm pretty sure they're here on, like, show and display tags.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that, like, kind of weird back door.
Yeah, which they're getting super strict on. All my cars I can get historical plates on.
Yeah.
So I was going to do that because you only have to buy that plate once.
Right.
But, like, they're so strict on it that, like, the dude at the BMV was like, if a cop sees you drive by 2 days in a row, he's going to take your car. They take it here in Ohio. They take it.
Really?
That tag is only to go either be getting work done, like go to the body shop, go to the mechanic, or go to a car show on like a Sunday.
Yeah.
Like they see you driving that car like 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
Like they see you driving it to work or you're driving it to the store.
Yeah.
And like let's say there's a cop sitting at the corner and the next day he's sitting back at that corner and you pass him again, he can literally just take your shit. So I was like, I'll just get regular tags.
Yeah. In Illinois, I could get a historical plate for my car. And I think it's only like $50 a year for the sticker or something.
Well, here it's like $50 and once.
Really?
Yeah, you get a tag that says historical on it with 3 numbers and that's it.
Huh. Yeah, that's kind of nice because you only have to pay once, but then again, they might screw you over. And so, like...
Yeah, I just didn't want to risk it.
Yeah, I feel that. Well, thank you for coming on the podcast. Where can people find you? Huracan Ian on YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube for sure.
Huracan_Ian.
No, just Huracan Ian, all one word on Instagram. Huracan /space Ian, two words on YouTube.
Okay. I'll put that down at the bottom. And, of course, link in the description for your channel and all that stuff.
Go check out my accident video. It's pretty...
Oh, yeah, if you guys want, like, the full story on his accident, it's like a 30-minute video.
Well, you can skip. There's a timestamp about a minute in that tells you where to skip to just get to the accident part. I talk about how... Because I'm an orphan.
Yeah.
So, like, people just wanted to know my story.
Yeah.
So I just made a video of, like, how my dad died, how my mom committed suicide, and how I was on my own since I've been 14. So.
Yeah. So definitely go check out that video. It's on your channel. Super interesting, and thanks for coming on the podcast.
Yeah.
All right, take care, guys.
See ya.
Aside from my soul,